Hey guys, what is going on? So Renegades have done it. They've got to the top 8 at the major, the deepest an Australian core has ever gone at this prestigious event. And JKS is a big reason for this. He's been the best player on these Australian rosters ever since that original Vox Eminor lineup came out to play in that first ever major for the Oceanic region. And he did no different here. He dropped 31 frags in the final map against Vitality. That's what I'm going to break down for you today. Now the pistol round is going to be quite a fast push in towards this wrap side from Vitality. And JKS, notice he just wants to go into this flower bed and he wants to hold the angle here just for a second because he doesn't know whether they're wrapping towards A or maybe potentially splitting B. But you can see it's not a very long hold for him because they're pushing onto Azza real fast. So JKS knows straight away, I can push in here. And because a lot of the teammates are alive from Renegades on the site right now, you can see he's going to get pretty easy kills on towards Apex. Also Zaiwu, because he's trying to fight Liaz, who's on the site. Now I want you to notice one thing right now. As soon as Liaz goes down, I love this discipline from Renegades. They could keep fighting. You can see Jacob's pretty close to the site right now. JKS is about to fight into MBK, but they realize with all these angles on the site, NBK could potentially create 2 1v1s, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to win a situation such as MBK is in. So that's what I love from Renegades. Straight away, JKS also has the bomb, which probably influences this. He's like, okay, I'm backing off. I'm going to hold this more passive line. Jacob's rotating around. And JKS actually uses his flash not to try and kill NBK, but just to delay him to make sure Jacob can get back here and they can play this 2v1 together very efficiently. So you can see they're going to spot that NBK picks up the bomb and they're going to push in together. MBK plays this well, fakes the plant, but because these players have played so well, they've come in together. You can see he gets the kill here. It's not very clean by Jacob, but it's the 2v1 scenario, and it nets them the pistol round. So very disciplined, as I said, from JKS and Renegades as a whole, which is a reason I think their performance has suddenly peaked. Skipping ahead a little bit to round 13, we're going to see an exceptional B hold from JKS, including a nice little utility set which you yourself can use when trying to lock down this site. And this round overall shows how good communication has improved, or how much has improved for this Renegade side. They said in the interview it was something they themselves have been trying to work on in between the minor and the major, and it's very apparent here. If you saw my previous video, you'd know that Vitality have this fake where they throw all the A execute or all the smokes towards A. They have this U-tool set from Zaiwu down here towards the T stairs, which allows them to rush back up Banana and try and take control and isolate the player who is rotating off the B site and just get the kill onto the player on the site itself. Now, the reason I say the communication has improved is if we look from Azza's point of view, he's probably not enjoying himself as this fake comes in from Vitality. You can see smokes out everywhere. Flash, he's as blind as a bat. Liaz, he's looking for anyone spotting or jumping out the balcony, but despite the fact that Azza just unloaded a lot of bullets into the smoke because he was blind, these players have not moved an inch. They're waiting for this confirmation this is a take, and you can see they're in a really good position to lock this down. Jacob's going to just hold out here towards this area. You can see the utility set that JKS is about to throw, the one I was talking about, is if you Molotov nice and close, you can then smoke on top of that from that position you saw just then. Same as that flash is lining up right now. That's going to land on top, and what this does is as these players come out onto the site, it forces them to be exposed to a lot more angles than you normally would entering the site. You think about when you normally enter towards this Inferno B site, you'd clear dark, then new box, and then maybe move towards the oranges positions. But because of the utility set from JKS, including a flash, you can see it makes things very difficult for the Vitality roster. Also notice that Jacob has moved over here towards this right-hand side of the site with this utility set coming in from JKS, because if we think about it from a T point of view, it's very counterintuitive to come through the smoke, and we'll see this from Alex's point of view, and aiming towards the left-hand side of the site. You can see he's come through this smoke, he's looking where he'd normally look on an entry, normally towards that dark area, more towards the right-hand side. So you can see Jacob and JKS have understand this, they've talked about this before, so both of them position themselves on this side of the site, where it's almost a double peak. Anyone coming through nice and early is going to be catching these players exposed to all these angles, trying to clear everything at once, and from JKS's point of view, you can see it definitely worked pretty well. 3v1 scenario, great 3 clean headshots from JKS. You can see, even with this 3v1, they're playing discipline. JKS comes back after that quick initial peek, and he's going to play very well with Jacob. Jacob just holding this angle, waiting for any peek from Apex. As soon as he spots him, he's going to disappear, wait for JKS to take the contact. He's going to kill him, but you can see Jacob's ready to pop up there in case JKS did lose that duel. So 4Ks from JKS, but overall, a really good showing of the discipline and the preparation that Renegades came into on this particular map. In the T-pistol round, we're going to see JKS's patience pay off with some pretty easy kills to start off with. You can see Vitality wants some information. Nice kill there. Finds a follow-up onto RPK. Or Liaz ends up taking out ZywOo. What I also love about JKS is how he holds his utility in this situation, looking for this player towards short. You can see Alex has been spotted by the T players, so JKS is going to hold his utility because obviously he also knows that Apex is here. So he knows where the two CT players are, so he doesn't need to use his utility too early and give them a shot into this round. Notice the bomb's coming up through apps, so as that bomb's getting into apps, he's going to be Molotoving off this player so that Alex can't get back in towards this side of the map, which means there's nothing crazy. Even in a 5v2, there's no chance of the bomb getting picked off or something silly like that. So a very patient round by JKS, and you can see, honestly, the round was that easy. Vitality almost gifted it to them. Good patience on the utility, which again involves good communication, understanding that there's a play towards B and top mid. Doesn't actually straight away have to use his smoke and Molotov towards that mini rotation position. So we get to round 22, and the score is 14-7. And if you've watched the game or you saw it live, you know that it got to 14-13 before Renegades eventually closed it out. As an Australian, this was almost a little bit too hard to handle because of how many times JKS put Renegades in position to win this one, just for them to just not be able to grab that 15th round. And these are going to be more highlight reels. You're going to see just how good this player is, especially these entries on the site right now. So first goal to RPK, incredibly sharp. He's also going to be able to swing. Here's Apex coming back through that smoke before again. Now he's isolated the fight onto Alex. Interesting, you can compare that a little bit to how Renegades played the pistol round. And even now with that Molotov down, he uses it to get information, work out what's going on. He was looking the way of MBK, but he just doesn't win the fight. And this is the first of 3 rounds in a row where JKS does his very best to grab that 15th round. Round 23 is the round where Renegades do everything right, JKS does everything he can, and should have been the one they picked up to get them to the 15. They take map control very well. They start off here taking this top mid control, smoke towards that jungle area, flash from JKS, allowing these players to clear all these different positions and take as much map control as possible away from Vitality. Banana control is still under control of Vitality. You can see ZywOo's here in position, but again, Renegade's going to go back, force these players off the angle, and ZywOo's going to be forced to drop his Molotov and fall away once this flash hits him. And that's exactly what happens. Now, who else to find this opening kill but JKS? RPK, I don't know what he was doing, but he feeds JKS the kill. And who else would it be? It'd have to be JKS. He's going to find the opener and put Renegades in a great position. Now, because this banana control is taken back, it forced Vitality into this more standard 3-2 setup, which you can see right now. RPK only saw 1 player, so there's not really the justification for Vitality to rotate the 3rd player back here towards A. It's a little bit of a gamble now, and that's what RPK created. The B fake's going to actually come in from Azar and then the rest of the Renegade side, forcing these 2 players in ZywOo and Apex to be locked in here towards this B site. So at this point, I mean, Renegades are looking great. They've forced these 2 players here. They have a 5-on-2 back here towards the A site. And on top of that, NBK is quite close to this jungle area. And JKS is going to use his Molotov in the smartest way possible. Lock out any of those rotations that might have been pulled by that player towards that edge of the site. Flash himself out, and he's going to be the point of contact, taking out NBK. And at this point, 4v1 onto Alex. And this should be 15 round locked in for Renegades. And I'm going to let you see it from JKS's point of view, because this was probably quite hard for him to watch. He's going to be watching 1 teammate go down, 2 teammates go down, 3 teammates go down, before he eventually gets in here and takes out the reloading player. But there's not enough time left on the clock. Azza tries to stop the players pushing in, but they take out him and the bomb planter. So JKS 3 more kills. The round, they had a 4v1 on the site, and still, this round actually really hurt me inside when I watched it. I'm not going to lie. The very next round, once again, is going to be the 3rd time in a row where JKS puts in a great performance to try and pull this one through for Renegades. And these 3 rounds in a row, they were interesting to watch, that's for sure. So the 2 players top mid are going to get taken out before JKS wants to retrieve this bomb. Grat also finds Alex doing who knows what he's doing, but he's doing something very similar to RPK last round. And JKS is going to get up here, use his Molotov and his smoke to retrieve this bomb relatively safely. And Vitality know he's going to want to get towards this B site as soon as possible. But JKS, he's not falling for it. He knows these players are potentially going to try and trap him or stop him going back down middle towards this B site. So ZywOo's going to push through the smoke. He's going to be taken care of. Apex does the same, and JKS is going to get him before looking for this third player. Great awareness. Unfortunately, RPK pushes through the smoke. So again, good awareness from JKS to know these players could push through. Grat also got 2 nice openers. Unfortunately, doesn't win the 1v1. So again, a good performance and a good attempt by JKS. And that's 8 kills for him in just the last 3 rounds. Now, believe it or not, the round that Renegades get 15 on, JKS doesn't get a kill, but it's also a force buy from Renegades. And I thought you guys would be interested in seeing this one, just because it isn't a very exciting round overall to watch. So we'll try and just summarize it quickly. Grat's going to get 2 openers coming through this CZ early on. A nice flash through the smoke here. Catches Zaiwu out of position. He's going to find that one, pick up the AWPer. Grat is the AWPer. He picks up the AWP. Hits a nice shot on towards Apex. And now NBK is isolated towards this side of the site. And NBK, he's going to do his very best. Again, like JKS, he's going to put in a phenomenal individual performance, taking out this first player, taking out the next player, and then also taking out JKS before Jacob has to come in and he takes out those 2 players trying to come through the smoke. And this leaves it in a 1v1 between Grat and RPK, combination of 17 points of health between these 2 players. I'm going to fast forward this one a little bit slow. Grat obviously has to clear out everything, picks up a smoke to smoke the player off before planting relatively in the open. And then he's going to put himself in towards this first orange's position, and I told this is 15th round, so he's going to win this 1v1, catching RPK, just not quite looking the right direction. So a very exciting round, a good force buy from Renegades, and that's a big round overall. No JKS though, but still interesting enough to watch, right? And in the final round of this game, JKS is going to mix things up a little bit. He's going to get his 2 kills, but maybe not in the way you'd expect. Going to see a very aggressive play from Vitality. JKS is going to find a good job spotting the player in Alex before using his utility very intelligently. A great Molotov out here, which is going to burn 1 and 2 players alive. So JKS doesn't really need his gun too much in this round because he's done the damage. Liaz finds the very desperate Vitality players pushing down Banana. And just like that, the map is pretty much over. So make sure to like and subscribe, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content. If you can work it out, that is the end of the video. And I'll catch you all in the next one.